Oh my god!
Mason and Sandra. Hey, sweetie, I'll have to work overtime today, so I probably won't be home for dinner. What? No, you have to come home. I can't. Sandra, this is a really important project, and we need all hands on deck. You need to understand that. Mason, you will not spend late hours in that office. What the heck? What is this about? Why are you acting so strange all of a sudden? What do you mean? I'm your wife. I have the right to tell you to come home. I mean, what about me? There's something off, I can tell. You've been acting strange ever since last week. I have no idea what you're talking about. I just want you to come home and spend time with me instead of on this stupid project. Is it really that bad? No, but I barely even work late hours and I even come home early. This is the first time in 3 months that I've had to stay late. I don't like the idea of it, that's all. It makes me feel uneasy. Well, why? What do you mean, why? It just does. Come home, that's all. I cannot, Sandra. You need to realize that I have to work on this, and I can't keep postponing it indefinitely. I've had to come home early every day this week because you just wouldn't stop texting and calling. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong. Why do you think something has to be wrong for me to want you at home? I'm your wife, for God's sake. Yeah, but this is just unnatural, and it's obviously not because you can't stand staying away from me. You were just fine when I went to dinner with my school friends. How come you do this only when I'm at work? I don't know what you're talking about. I think you do, honey. Come on, spit it out. What's bothering you? I know something has been making you uncomfortable ever since we invited my colleagues over for dinner last week. You've just been all over the place about me being at work since then. Well, okay. I didn't want to talk about it because it's stupid. What is it? So, your colleague, Linda? Yeah, what about her? I don't like her. She seems awful to me. I haven't spoken to her much, but she just seemed very condescending and full of herself at the dinner. What? That doesn't sound like Linda at all. Yeah, well, I don't know what to say. We spent like 15 minutes in the kitchen together, and she just seemed very annoying, and I think she has a thing for you. That's just impossible. Sweetie, Linda is married. She's been married for 4 years. That's 3 years longer than us, and she even has a 2-year-old son. So what? That never stops people from crushing on their co-workers. I don't know. I'm just not comfortable with the idea of you working together. Well, I don't know how this thought even entered your head, but let me assure you, Linda and I are strictly colleagues and nothing more. I don't know. I just don't like it. Okay, I understand that, but that doesn't mean I can just choose not to work with her, you know? Why not? Because that's not how things work, sweetie. Moreover, Linda and I are literally nothing more than colleagues. We don't even interact outside of work, I swear. But I don't know. She just seems like the type to have an eye on you in spite of her own husband and child. Why would you say something like that? I think that's very presumptive of you, babe. There's no reason for you to judge her so harshly. I think you're totally overlooking the part where I interacted with her in the kitchen and she was practically bullying me. Huh? You just said that she didn't seem nice to you. You never mentioned anything about bullying. Honey, what did she even say in the kitchen? I don't want to talk about it. Babe, if you don't tell me what went down, then how am I supposed to know what to do? Why can't you just take my word for it and not work with her? I'm sure it won't be a problem. What are you even saying? I can't just randomly say that I don't wish to work with her, Sandra. That's just not professional. Do you realize that? And I really think you're taking this way too far. Who cares about professionalism? I'm your wife. You should be prioritizing my feelings right now. If you being close with Linda bothers me, then it just does. And you should be respectful of that and quit this project. I can't quit a project midway, Sandra. I don't know what's gotten into you all of a sudden. You're not willing to tell me what exactly went down with Linda, and neither are you willing to let me work in peace. I mean, I can't just quit everything because you don't like a certain colleague. That's totally unfair. What about it is unfair? I'm your wife. I have every right to ask you to keep your distance from women I don't like. And if you were a good husband, you would be hearing me out respectfully and quitting. I'm not quitting this project, Sandra. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but you can't just expect me to do whatever you want at the cost of my career. This is my workplace. I can't use my personal life as an excuse here. So, you just don't care about my concerns? Your concerns are completely baseless, Sandra. So unless you can give me a valid reason as to why you want me to quit this project, then I don't see why I should be taking any of this seriously. Wow, okay, so you'll be working overtime with her then. I'm sorry, but yes, and it's not just Linda, our entire team's going to be working late. I don't care. Save the excuses for someone who's interested. Bye, Sandra. Mason and Linda. Hey, Mason, I won't be able to stay back late today. Danny fell really sick all of a sudden, so I had to go home. Oh no, that's awful, Linda. I hope it's nothing serious. I'll convey this to the boss. Thanks, man. Actually, not to add on your stress, but I had to talk to you about something. It's kind of silly and probably not even that big of a deal, but I just have to know what happened. Please, go on. I need a distraction from this. So, remember last week we had dinner at my house? You guys all came over. Yeah, sure. That was fun. What about it? Well, I was just wondering if you happened to speak to my wife, Sandra. That day, did you two interact at all? Oh, wow. Well, I was hoping this wouldn't come up at all, ever. But, of course, it had to eventually. That doesn't sound very pleasant. Because the interaction was anything but pleasant. I had half a mind to tell you off and let you know that I would never be talking to you again, but that just seemed a little juvenile and unprofessional. Can you tell me what exactly went down? We've been having some issues about my work lately, but Sandra just won't open up and tell me what happened. I didn't want to bother you with this, but now I feel like it's come to a point where I have to know. I'd gone into the kitchen for some water and I didn't want to bother anyone, and she was already in there. She didn't seem too pleased to see me though, so I complimented her dress and it was a genuine compliment, mind you. And what happened then? Well, she flipped out on me for some reason. She said some really mean things like she knew what I was up to and I should just back off. I had no idea what she was talking about, so I was quite taken aback by this sudden outburst. I mean, we'd never even met before, so how could she already hate me? Okay, that sounds weird. It most certainly was. And it got even weirder. I asked her what she meant by that. I don't want to repeat what she said because it would probably make it really awkward between the two of us, and I don't want that. But since you asked, I have to tell you. I hope you don't think that I'm trying to badmouth your wife because I'm really not. No, of course not. I asked what happened, so it's only natural. Even if it's something bad, I'll have to hear it. So she said that she knows that I'm trying to make a move on you or something, and she knows the likes of me quite well, and she seemed fully convinced of that. Even when I tried to tell her that I'm married and even have a kid, she said that that's probably all just an act, and I look like the kind of woman who wouldn't think twice before hitting on a married man, in spite of being married myself. And that comment really stung, but I didn't want to create a scene, so I just left quietly and stayed that way for the rest of the dinner. Wow, that's just awful, Linda. I'm so sorry she said that. I have no idea what made her think that way. Oh my god, I can't believe she actually said that to you. It's whatever. I understand that she's probably just insecure or something, and I honestly don't care what she thinks of me because she doesn't even know me. So it doesn't matter. You really should talk to her though, now that you know. Yup, I definitely will be talking to her. I have no idea what brought this on, but it's horrible. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Linda. Bye. I hope Danny gets better soon. Thanks, Mason. Mason and Sandra. Sandra, I've been standing outside the house and knocking for 15 minutes now. Where the hell are you? Why don't you go and stay at Linda's? Come on, not this again. What the heck, Sandra? You did what I told you not to. Now suffer the consequences. It's not like I didn't warn you. Are you serious right now? Sandra, it's freezing outside. Unlock the door and let me in right now. Or at least come at the door. I'm doing no such thing. Cheaters don't deserve a place in my house, so you had better find a place to stay for tonight. Maybe Linda will let you stay over. Have you completely lost it? This is not just your house, it's mine too. And can you please stop bringing up Linda? She wasn't even there to work with us today because her son was sick. Her son whom she had with her husband. Remember? Wow, another lie. Just so convenient for you, right? I mean, just keep lying to me and hope that I'm a big fool enough to keep falling for them. Really, Mason? Do you think I'm a complete fool? I don't believe a word of your saying. Man, you are acting totally insane right now. Do you really think I would be stupid enough to cheat on you with my coworker and then invite the same coworker home? Grow up, Sandra. Not everything is as dramatic as you think. I don't care. I know for a fact that you were out cheating on me. All these lies won't work on me anymore. You won't be sleeping in the house today. The house belongs to me as well. I don't understand what's wrong with you, but you need to get over yourself. You know, Sandra, I think you're shifting the blame onto me and Linda, while you're the one who's actually at fault here. Excuse me? What's that supposed to mean? I talked to Linda, and she told me something really interesting about your little interaction in the kitchen. I don't care what she said. She's a liar. I didn't even tell you what she said yet. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Why are you bringing it up now? I know you cheated. Even you know that's not true, Sandra. And I know that you were the one who was bullying Linda, not the other way around. Seriously? Why would you do that? You're really going to take her word over mine? Right now, that seems like the sanest thing to do because you're acting like a complete lunatic. Well, I wasn't wrong, was I? What else did she mean by wearing that stupid dress and wearing a ton of makeup? Of course, it was to impress you. Once again, she has a husband and a child. We are nothing more than co-workers or friends. I didn't like the way she showed up to my house and dressed like that in front of my husband, alright? What does she even think of herself? She deserved whatever I said to her, and I have no regrets. Wow, Sandra, that's really mature of you. You can't just insult someone on the basis of how they're dressed, and she was dressed totally normally. It's you who seems to be insecure, and you can't trust me or anyone else around you. That's your issue to deal with. You can't talk to my colleagues or anyone for that matter in that way. Why can't I? It's my house. I can say whatever I want to. And no, I'm not insecure. This hardly bothers me. It's obvious that she wanted your attention, which is why she dressed the way she did. And now she has it. So all's well for her. What are you even talking about? We are just friends. How many times do I have to repeat myself? If you're just friends, then why are you defending her? That's called being a decent and reasonable person, something you're clearly not familiar with. Honestly, Sandra, if you're this insecure and mean, then I don't think we're meant to be together. What the heck? What's that supposed to mean? Everything I've learned about you tonight has made me rethink everything I thought I knew about you and about our relationship in general. I can't let you control where I go or who I hang out with just because of your insecurities and lack of trust. I'm not insecure. Stop saying that. I was right about Linda, alright? And as your wife, I can most certainly tell you what to do or what not to if it makes me feel bad. Sure, but only if there is any basis as to what you're asking me to do. This is just insane, and I can't deal with this. You can't talk to people like that, especially people whom I work with. It reflects badly on me, and I'm literally locked out of my own house right now because of your lack of trust. To be honest, I don't see the point of a marriage where you can't even trust me, so I guess it's better to part ways while it's still early. Wait, what? You're leaving me? You brought this onto yourself, Sandra, so don't act so surprised. Wait, I'll let you in. We can discuss this. Where are you? There's nothing to discuss. Goodbye. Finally, I ended up taking a cab and staying in a hotel room for the night. It was a far more dignified option as compared to standing on my own doorstep and begging my crazy wife to let me in. The next morning, I went back home and I was met with the sight of Sandra making breakfast and welcoming me home as if nothing bad had happened at all. I knew we had to talk about it, so I sat her down and told her that after a lot of thought, I decided that some time apart might be good for both of us, since she clearly had some issues that she needed to work through. I expected her to listen to it calmly, but I was wrong yet again. She got really upset and started yelling at me about how ungrateful I was being since she had been up since dawn making breakfast for me and trying to make amends for the previous night, but here I was with the audacity to ask for a break. When I tried to reason with her, she got even more upset and threw a pan at me. That's when I knew that there was no coming back from this and we had to get a divorce. I left immediately and contacted my lawyers because it was pretty obvious that there was no reasoning with Sandra anymore. It made me sad to end 2 years of marriage on such bad terms, but I did what I had to do. We sold the house after the divorce was finalized and she began bad-mouthing me to our mutual friends about how I'd left her for a co-worker, but nobody really bought that anymore since she'd made it very obvious that she wasn't stable enough. I cut from everything else, and thankfully, all those late nights and hard work paid off. And how? I received a promotion and a higher salary, which let me move in from my crappy apartment into a much better one, far away from my ex-wife. For now, I'm just focusing on working harder and making life better for myself rather than thinking about my ex-wife and all the time I wasted with her. Strangely enough, my colleagues, especially Linda and her husband, have been trying their best to make me feel better by visiting whenever they can. I've even made friends with her husband and her son, and I'm pretty sure that the family I chose this time is much better than the last.